Hey, this is Danny from Scare Talk. Before we get into all the horror greatness, I gotta let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the host site that we use to record our podcast. Anchor will upload your podcast to Apple and Spotify and many other listening platforms. Anchor is completely free, and you can download the app or go to the website, anchor.fm, and you can record straight on there. There's also some cool editing tools that you can use. Did I mention that it's free? Yeah, so if you want to make a podcast, Anchor is the way to go. Go check it out. Now, for the spooky stuff.
Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
Alright, it is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I am here with Jelly Bean Joel.
It's okay. Took you a while to say that one. Hey guys, what's up? Gotta start writing these down.
Yeah. Alright, so today we are going to continue with some of these classics, and we're going to talk about The Omen.
The Omen.
Yes, from 1976.
Yes.
All right, Joel, who is in this bad boy?
All right, this one stars Gregory Peck.
Yeah.
He was in To Kill a Mockingbird, Moby Dick, in like a 50s version of Moby Dick, and Cape Fear, the original and the remake.
Oh.
He was in both.
I didn't know he was in both.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Lee Reddick, the wife, I think her name's Catherine. She was in, it's a musical, Damn Yankees. Around the World in 80 Days was a miniseries of that. And Anatomy of a Murder. Haven't seen, I don't think any of those. And then Billy Whitelaw, Mrs. Baylock.
Yes.
That crazy nanny.
Yeah.
She was in Frenzy, which is a Hitchcock movie. Merlin, which is a miniseries in like the late 90s. Like Wonderful World of Disney type. And Hot Fuzz.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Was written by David Seltzer, who did Bird on a Wire, the Mel Gibson movie, My Giant, Dragonfly with Kevin Costner, and he wrote The Omen, the 2006 Omen.
He wrote it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was pleasantly surprised to see who the director was in this, Richard Donner. He is not known for horror movies, so it was kind of weird to see him. He directed the Lethal Weapon series. Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut. Like, you heard about the Zack Snyder cut for Justice League. Yeah. It's similar to Richard Donner with that one.
Okay.
He got fired from the studio, but they had enough. They had enough film for him to do another, like, his own movie.
Right.
But they got a different director to just basically redo the entire thing.
Huh.
So he's got his own cut of that one. And he directed The Goonies, Scrooged, and Conspiracy Theory.
Okay.
So he's a good director.
Yeah.
Not usually for a horror, though.
Yeah. Well, and then Gregory Peck.
Yeah.
Doing horror. It's kind of different, too. I mean, I guess he was in Cape Fear, which can be...
It can be considered. Yeah.
All right, so this one is about mysterious deaths surrounding an American ambassador. Could the child that he is raising actually be the Antichrist? The devil's own son?
Oh, man. Could he be?
Could he be?
And I have some facts about this movie. Yeah,
okay.
Some facts, some trivia for you. Kind of like on the same line as The Exorcist, like what happened...
Okay.
With like the studio and everything like that. With that, so Gregory Peck and the screenwriter David Seltzer took separate planes to the UK, which both planes were struck by lightning. While the producer, Harvey Bernhard, was in Rome, lightning just missed him. Like he could have gotten hit by lightning as well. The Rottweilers hired for the film attacked their trainers.
That's not surprising.
I mean, that's not really surprising. Yeah, Rottweilers. A hotel at which director Richard Donner was staying got bombed by the IRA.
What?
He was also struck by a car.
Oh my gosh.
After Peck canceled another flight to Israel, the plane he would have chartered crashed, killing all on board.
What?
On board.
This is all while they were
filming,
this?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
On day one of the shoot, several principal members of the crew survived a head-on car crash.
Wow.
The jinx appeared to persist well into post-production when special effects artist John Richardson was injured and his girlfriend beheaded in an accident on the set of A Bridge Too Far in 1977.
Wow.
That is pretty crazy.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, good inspirational facts for you. Most of them survived, so,
yeah,
I mean,
that's good.
A couple of them survived. I think the craziest part of that is the simultaneous lightning strikes
on the planes.
2 different planes, and Gregory Peck getting on a different plane.
Yeah.
And which plane ended up crashing, and killing everybody on board.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
Man, that is wow. Okay.
Could write a movie just on that alone.
Right. Yeah. I think I had mentioned Cursed Films.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a series on Shudder.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is the 2nd episode.
Oh, okay.
Of that. I haven't watched it, but I'm sure that they talk about all that stuff. So I'll have to check it out. All right. So this one is a classic.
It is.
It's part of the what do you call it?
It's not what I call it. It's what it's been called for decades. Part of the unholy trinity.
Ooh. All right. So
of
what's
movies.
The part of that?
The part of that is The Exorcist and Rosemary's Baby.
Oh yeah, and then
The Omen. Yeah.
Okay.
All involving the devil, basically, or the devil's son. Well, Exorcist is not really involving the devil's son.
Yeah.
They do mention Damian, I think.
When
she's in The Exorcist, I think when she's like possessed, I think she says Damian at some point in that, but
yeah, I don't remember. Okay, so what'd you think of this one? What'd you like?
I really enjoyed this movie. This was a lot of fun. The acting was really good.
Yeah.
It's probably the best part of this movie, though, is the music. Dude. It starts...
No!
Really?
I hated the music.
Oh, the music was the best part.
There was way too much music. There was just...
The score.
I know. Well, so much. It was just too much.
Well, this is an Oscar...
I know, one.
Winning movie that.
I know.
I love... Because you don't see... Like, it was all in, like, Latin. Like, the whole... Like, from the moment it started, like, it was... You could tell, like, feel the intensity of the actual...
I didn't feel it.
Oh, man.
I mean, maybe at the beginning, but then it's like, okay, there's just too much music. There's... I swear, there's, like, not a 5-minute period with no music. It
may have been overdone a little bit, but I still really, really like that music. That's
a negative for me. Is the music. Yeah,
that's one of my biggest positives.
Yeah, I did see we played the Trivial Pursuit Horror Edition, and that's one of the questions: is which film from 1976 did so and so win an Oscar for? Which composer? Yeah, the composer for which film? And it was The Omen. I'm like, how? How?
Because it's so intense. And maybe there wasn't a whole lot going on that year.
I didn't see it. And I didn't know that this was supposed to be, hailed for music or anything. I just didn't like it.
Yeah. Well,
I wasn't looking for it or anything.
You just happened to have won an Oscar for it. But... It added something. It added a layer of intensity. At least most of it did. There may have been some points where it was a little overboard, but for the most part, I really enjoyed the music that was in this movie.
Okay.
I really liked the story. I really liked everything pretty much about the story itself. There wasn't really a character I didn't like. Maybe the nanny.
Yeah,
the evil nanny.
Yeah,
I don't know. The movie. It is definitely a well-made, well-shot well-directed, acted movie all the way around.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't like the music in it. But
Yeah. Just, it was too much. And, like, there were scenes where it was, like, happy, and then the music was happy, and then it was so all over the place to me.
Yeah.
And then it was like, just, man, I just want to hear them talk. I don't need music right now.
Yeah.
And but I mean, apparently you're not the only one that liked the music. So
yes, the Academy liked the music.
Yeah, the whole Academy.
The Academy,
whoever they are.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I just this was an enjoyable movie from start to finish.
Okay.
And I was surprised. So the death scenes weren't like graphic for the most part or anything like that, but they were still shocking.
Yeah.
In a way that I wasn't really expecting. Yeah. And I mean, it's a horror movie. You go in knowing probably some people are going to end up dying, but I may have been the people that ended up getting killed, like the entire main cast of the. It's like everybody dies in this movie, which doesn't happen hardly at all in horror, especially back in like the 70s. Yeah, it wasn't. They had some guts as far as who they were deciding to kill off in this one. Yeah. Especially if they were making sequels. I mean, there's 3 or 4 sequels to this movie.
Yeah, there is.
So it's like, okay, well, you didn't want to keep anybody for the sequel. But I mean, it's a movie that definitely could have just been on its own. Like, it didn't need a sequel. So they were probably not anticipating making sequels to this movie. They do the very opposite of movies today. Right. But yeah. So they definitely, like the nanny in the beginning of the movie is probably like the most shocking death in the entire movie to me. Yeah. This is like, they're at a like a children's birthday party.
Yeah. That was one of my positives for sure.
Yeah.
That was, because it was all happy and just normal, nothing really unique, and then boom, she just falls from the...
Like hangs herself.
Yeah, she
like,
hangs
this is for you, Damian.
From the balcony.
Yeah. I'm like, what? In front of at a children's birthday party? What are you doing?
Yeah, that was cool. Probably my favorite part of the whole movie, actually.
The first 10 minutes of the
movie. Just like how it switched,
Yeah.
That was like, okay, we're watching a horror movie.
This happy movie for a while, and then all of a sudden, nope, it's not a happy movie at all. You know what you're watching. Yeah. Yeah. And there were definitely scenes that did flip flop like that, which I liked in that. It wasn't heavy all the time. Yeah. It did have some lighter moments to it. I was really surprised when they just killed off his mom or Damian's the wife. Yeah. I was like, wow, really? You're okay? Yeah. I thought for sure that they at least the married couple were gonna live. Right. Nope, neither one of them did.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, that is surprising. How they killed him off, and it's Gregory Peck. He was huge.
Yeah, he was huge when this came out.
Yeah, and so to have him die in the movie is kind of shocking.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So
okay,
I like that they didn't. So there was 2 ways that they could have gone with this movie, and they definitely went the more psychological approach to it, where Damian, I don't remember them ever saying that he's the Antichrist or that he's the son of the devil or anything like that. I mean, it's just people, years later who have watched this movie are like, yeah, that's what they take from it. But they don't actually say that in it. So if you're watching it not knowing anything like that, he's a kid that just bad things happen around him. Like, he's not some evil demented kid at all. He doesn't even do anything in the entire movie.
He doesn't really do anything.
Like, if he's the son of Satan, you would think that he'd be the one causing all these issues that happen, but everything just happens around him.
Yeah.
So as far as, watching it goes, he's just full of bad luck, but he's not some evil, cursed child.
Well, the way that he came to be is, I think, where they pick that up. Mm-hmm. And how he was... I mean, he was put in this family on purpose.
Yeah.
Their actual child died. Mm-hmm. And so then they were giving this kid as if he were theirs. Yeah. And so I think that piece, those things, that where it was contrived and, they were purposefully doing this because he is the Antichrist. Yeah. So that's why they were giving him to this family and all that. So I think there's the piece. But other than that... the priest
also, who was there at the birth...
Right.
He didn't go into... Okay, as far as characters, I didn't like the priest. When he's meeting with Gregory Peck at the park, and, he's like, I'll leave you alone forever, I just need 5 minutes. And he's like talking in riddles when he sees him. It's like, dude, just say it. Just say what you came to say. Come on, Jesus. Man. We don't need this. That part was kind of annoying. Like, but it's just, he was there at like the birth, and he was talking about how he like saw the mom, and Gregory Peck's like, "You mean my wife?" And I was like, "No, well, no, like you talked to the doctors who gave you the child. Yeah, like no, that's not who we're talking about. It's obvious."
I know. I was confused with that. I was so confused. I'm like, wait, you were there. You were there. You knew this. Yeah. But he's acting like he didn't know.
Yeah. He's like, so, it's like, no, dude, your child's dead. Like,
but why was he so surprised?
Well, because he wouldn't let him speak at that point because he was just getting all irritated at the fact that he thought the priest was talking about his wife and not Damian's mom. Right. So, which confused me, like it confused you. Yeah. Because he was the one that talked to the doctors about them getting Damian in the first place because their child died. Yeah. And it's like, no, just let him talk, first of all. Don't get so defensive. Yeah. Because he's not talking about your wife. He's talking about Damian's mom. Yeah.
And she didn't know.
No.
Yeah, she didn't.
Yeah, that whole... I don't know how you don't know your child's not moving or crying when you give birth to him, but that's a whole different thing. But it's just like, I don't know, that sounds like it's more of a negative than a positive, but I was actually going somewhere with that thought. I don't remember.
Well, how he is the Antichrist, like how is he?
Oh yeah, because he wouldn't, Gregory Peck, I forgot his character's name, wouldn't let the priest finish his thought about who the mom was. So it's like, dude, just let him talk. Yeah, because I want to know too. Like I want to know about the mom. Maybe that's Rosemary.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean,
that's why it's part of the unholy trinity.
Yeah, I mean,
Damian's actually Rosemary's baby.
There you go. Okay. You said that he's just like a boy who, bad things happen around him. Mm-hmm. So it reminds me of the Seinfeld episode when George walks into the coffee shop and he's like, I stood up all night watching that Omen trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
And Jerry's like, oh, Damian? He's the devil's son. And then Elaine's like, I thought he was the devil's helper. And then Kramer comes in, who, Damian? He's just a rambunctious, mischievous boy.
I mean, he's not wrong. He doesn't do anything in the movie to like make you think that he's the devil's son.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just what the other people do that make you think that, because they're like doing it in the name of him, what they're doing. You know, and they say that.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like,
I don't understand the first nanny. This is for you, Damian. Then she hangs herself, like, because it happened right after.
Well,
like she was looking at the dog, like staring at the dog.
Yeah,
and then
I think she did that so that the other nanny could come in, maybe, and protect him.
Maybe it's through the dog.
Yeah,
and she stared at the dog. That's when it happened.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Okay, yes, master."
Oh man. Okay, so for me, what did I like? The tricycle scene was kind of cool. That was pretty intense.
Yeah.
I like that. It reminded
totally
me of The Shining.
Fall.
Yeah.
That part was like a Psycho.
Yeah.
Type of scene when he's falling and she's falling. That was bad, but yeah, the scene leading up to that point was pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
leading up to the fall was cool because you're like, what's he gonna do? You know, what's his plan here?
Yeah,
you can kind of see it unfolding. I liked the story, and I liked the idea of how like why they gave this Antichrist to this family. He was an American ambassador, you know, because it kind of goes with Revelations. So, you know, political aspects to it, how the Antichrist will become like this powerful person. And so him being in this family, you know, of prestige, and then them dying and him kind of being, you know, held up.
Next in line.
Yeah, next in line. And so, you know, it kind of made sense with that, and I thought that was kind of cool.
It makes it someone higher up.
I know,
like the
American ambassador from... What, like Britain or England?
Like UK ambassador is going to suddenly jump to president? Like, I don't think it works that way. But.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought that was kind of cool. I like that nobody lived.
Damian did. But...
Well, yeah. Damian did. And I did like that first death scene. And that's, those are the things I liked.
Wow. All right. I have a lot of negatives to say about this movie.
Yeah, just a few. We've already kind of talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about some of it.
All right, what about you, though? Negatives. I mean, you love this movie. So.
I really liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie a lot. A lot more than I thought that I would. Apparently, I just like 70s, like older movies. So yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
I think I kind of mentioned the ones that I like. There's a couple characters that I'm not fond with. The priest being one of them, just because he was really annoying with the riddles. But that was really only one scene. But even then, even in other scenes that he's in, he's just like, he doesn't get to the point of what he's talking about. And it's like, dude, you wouldn't get thrown out of the office if you just say what you came in to say. Stop jumping around what it is and just say it. The nanny was a little too much. Yeah.
She wasn't very tactical.
No.
About her like motives and her plans.
And it's like most people probably would have fired you by now.
Not a very good nanny.
No, you're not. And it's like, Damian doesn't want to go to church today. Well, I don't care what he wants to do. He's 5.
Like right away.
Yeah. Well, Damian likes the dog. Well, I don't. So it's a Rottweiler. Come on.
I know, and then the dog just stays there.
Yeah.
I'd be so pissed if I was that dad. Oh my gosh.
The Rottweiler goes or you go. How about
that? The scene when they're going to church though is pretty intense.
Yeah.
When he's like screaming and that was kind of cool. I would say that was a positive as far as that scene.
Yeah.
I was wondering what was going to happen there. Like, okay, Damian going to church doesn't really mix.
I know.
So what's going to happen?
He's going to burst into flames as soon as he goes. So that was his first time. He never went there in the first 5 years that he was alive?
Yeah, it seemed like something they did often. So, yeah, who knows? That's a good point.
Just something else to add to your negatives, I guess. So her character wasn't really realistic in that what I was saying, like most families would have fired her long ago.
Yeah.
She was not very tactful in what she was trying to accomplish. And she was just, even from the moment they saw her, like, no, get her out of here.
Why didn't they hire her in the first place?
Well, they didn't.
Well, yeah.
It was the agency that hired her, quote unquote agency.
Yeah.
But I don't think it works that way. I'm pretty sure when you're dealing with a 5-year-old, like, you have to talk to the parents before you can just have the job. I'm pretty sure that's, even agencies don't work quite like that. And it's like, I don't want you around my son by yourself when we don't know you. Yeah. Like, no, we're gonna come with you. So, I need to be by myself here, alone with him. Why?
A lot of the stuff she said and did was like, it's not realistic. Like, I don't know. I feel like the characters.
Oh, he's just really shy around strangers. He won't be around me. What? No,
that's weird. Why are you saying that? And like the reactions, I feel like there should have been more reactions. From the mom and dad.
Yeah, there should have been.
Man, she should have been kicked out like right away.
Yeah, and there was a line in sort of the beginning of the movie where it was the mom, the wife that was. And I don't know if they just like talk like this back then, but it's you don't really talk like that now, so it kind of threw me off. Where he was leaving somewhere and like wanted her to come with, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna stay back and fool around with Damian." Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm gonna horse around. Yeah,
I'm gonna fool around with Damian. Your son? What?
Yeah, I do remember that part. Yeah. Your 5-year-old son?
Yeah,
that's odd.
So I don't know if that, I'm clearly means something else back then than it does now, but watching it now kind of threw me off there for a minute. But that's pretty much really it that I had wrong with the movie. I think it took with killing not as many people as it did, but who they killed off really took some chances there.
Yeah, I agree.
And I like that about that movie.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've already talked about some of mine negatives. The music being number one.
You love the music.
I did not like the music. Too much music.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think it was like that moving. I didn't feel like it added much to the movie, personally. It just added noise to the movie to me. So the priest, when he got impaled.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like standing there. Yeah. He's just like standing there watching this impale him. I'm like, dude, move out of the way. That was dumb.
Yeah.
And if it would be one thing if we didn't see him looking up at it as it's coming down to get him. If he was like busy doing something else, looking somewhere else, then okay. But
he could have been like a deer in the headlights type of thing. Like, you don't know how you're going to react in situations like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, from an outsider's perspective, get out of the way.
Yeah.
But when you're actually in that sort of a situation, like, you don't really know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
In real life.
Right. I feel like there was enough time for him to process.
There was. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was a little bit of time there. It's not like it happened like right away.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, what is that? It's coming closer."
Okay, so then there's another scene. I think it's when I don't know, somebody dies, falls from a building and hits the ambulance. And then, was it the nurse that died? I can't remember who it was. But
goes through the ambulance?
Yeah.
That's the wife.
Is that the wife?
Yeah, that was the wife.
That's the wife.
Yeah.
She falls through the ambulance.
Clear through it. Yeah, and I was like, wow, okay. She's either really heavy, doesn't look like it, or that's made out of like cardboard.
Yeah, she fell through the ambulance. And then the like doors swing open and she's on a gurney. And then it like shows her and she has like this one line of red on her nose. And it looked like it was like with a marker.
Yeah.
Like all she has is a bloody nose? Wow. Okay.
Well, it was all internal bleeding. You're pushed out of like, what was it, like a 10-story building?
I think they said it was 30 floors.
30 floors.
30th floor.
That'll do it. I mean, at that point...
Through the ambulance. I don't think I've seen it
I've
before.
never seen it like through the ambulance. Yeah. You can make like a pretty big dent in the ambulance.
Yeah.
But not through it completely.
Yeah.
I feel like there would be like more, like I would say, more internal bleeding, more like broken bones than there would be outside bleeding.
Yeah.
Especially if you like fell on your back through it. Like everything happened on her back.
Yeah.
So obviously her back's destroyed at this point. But if she had fallen like on her face or something, you probably would have been all cut up.
Yeah.
But like everything's covered in clothes, that would have been would have given some outside bleeding. But,
yeah, that's true. So there was that. The photographer.
Yeah, he was kind of annoying actually.
He got killed.
Yeah.
His head. He got like impaled. His head from his neck.
Yeah.
Now, it's not just this movie, but I see this in a lot of movies where someone gets their head chopped off and their head goes flying up into the air.
Hey, enough pressure from that glass or whatever it was going into you.
It's like it pops
could have been,
up.
Yeah.
It like flew into the air. But then, that happens in a lot of movies. So I'm like, I've never really thought of it. Like, why? Why does that happen? Is it just for the effect?
It could be for the effect, or like
is that scientifically like
gotta
realistic?
Get Mythbusters on this.
Would your head pop up into the air if you were like to have it?
Well, I mean,
chopped off.
If not popped up in the air, like how would it go exactly? Like if you got
just fall off.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Like because he gets that like. I don't know, it's like a sheet of glass or whatever, cuts right through his neck. Like, I would just think his head would just roll off or something, not fly into the air.
Yeah, I'm sure, know. I mean, it may fly a little bit into the air, but the way that it just, like, flies into the air, I think it's a Hollywood effect to show that clearly this guy's lost his head. So,
look at that. His head is up in the air.
And his body is not. So, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know the science behind that type of thing.
The physics.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. Like, on Google or something, you can look up that type of thing. But I don't know how fast something has to be going in order to get that
velocity
kind of, It's all science, man.
Okay.
And the photographer, actually, he is a third negative of mine, too. He just kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah. Like, who hired this guy to take pictures?
He's just there taking pictures.
He's just there from the birthday scene all the way to the rest of the movie. It's like, who are you? And he's like, turn around, father. I'm like,
no.
What? No, yeah. Why are you taking pictures? Who hired you? Was this the agency again?
And it reminded me of, I don't know if you ever read the book, but Say Cheese and Die.
Oh, Goosebumps? R.L. Stein?
Yeah. It reminded me of that, because the pictures,
I
show how
can
you're going to
see,
die.
like, the cover of it right now.
And then, Shudder, that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that kind of like the same, where you take pictures and it shows how the person's going to die?
Yeah.
I think that's how that one is. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think Final Destination 3 was like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with
the
cameras and stuff like that. But yeah.
So this one kind of maybe started that idea.
It may have, yeah. But why? Why was where did the photographer come from?
yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it's a cool concept. I liked, but I just have questions. Why is he taking pictures? Who is he?
Yeah. I don't know. They didn't really tell us.
No. So. He's like, oh, suddenly there's a photographer here for some reason.
He's taking pictures when people don't want him to take pictures.
Yeah.
And now they show how people are going to die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't it show like there was a line through his neck?
Yeah.
I think on one of them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well.
Yeah.
You're going to get decapitated. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think he even like figured that one out himself. Like he saw, I mean, it was all like after
people
had died.
Yeah.
That's when he like put it together. But if you're putting all this together and then you see your picture and there's a line through it, like you
better be careful.
You know, you're probably gonna be decapitated. I don't know what to tell you. That'd be like the first, either that or your throat could slit or something. But is that it for negatives for you?
Yeah, that'll be it for negatives. Let's go ahead and grade it.
All right.
You go first.
So, because I did thoroughly enjoy this movie quite a bit, I'm going to give this one an 87.
Dang. Okay. I'm going 72.
Wow.
72. We just did Wrong Turn.
Mm-hmm.
I gave Wrong
Turn
a higher score.
Yeah, you did. You did.
It's a good movie. Compared to Rosemary and Exorcist, this is not a classic. If those are classics, this is not, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I probably will never watch it again.
Wow,
it's a whatever movie to me.
Gotta watch the remake and see if you like that one more.
I did see the remake when it was in theaters, and I don't remember
anything
caring for it, or
I think I've seen it like once, and I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, must have not left too much of a impression.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. So this is finishing off our classics series.
Yes.
We did Psycho, Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby.
Well,
no, we got to do Poltergeist.
We have Poltergeist to do still.
We still
have one more in the classics.
That's true. All right. Well, this has been our episode on The Omen.
Sleep tight.
Don't let the annoying nanny bite.